All right, guys, let's get going. I know it's pretty interesting, pretty nice and exciting. Let's get uh, let's get the ball rolling and let's talk about it. What are we talking here? So I think let's go back to this, take a step back, right? We want to sort of revise very quickly. And,
What happened to
we don't
Alpha?
forget. We don't forget. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
So Alka asked that question, right? You've got a business partner who comes in, has a rating that he does not know that. Most people have no idea. Yeah. They just do it unconsciously. Rating is high. Sorry, there's our ego frame all the time. And also when he comes in, the ego frame has like a late, when you look at it. So if I was in that setting, so my rule would be I set the frame. When you set the frame, you know the expectation. So there's a few frames we talked about. We talked about ego frame just then. Then we're going to talk about time frame. The few frames you're going to need. Ego frame is not the only one you're going to need all the time. There are a few others you're going to need. One of the biggest frame is you're going to need is time frame as well. So what are you going to do is you're going to set the frame and set the time frame. But you need to do it for other people. And they do it as well, but you do it as well. So you set a time frame and you set a frame saying, if you can't make it at this time, I only got this. So the best frame works with the ego guys in that space. I've only got 30 minutes. Let's get it done what we're supposed to do, and then we talk whatever we need. And then it's a family relationship. That's 30 minutes. If you can't give me 30 minutes today, then let's cancel it. Let's do it some other time when we both have time. So you set the frame right. All the misunderstanding happens because you haven't set the frame. All the issues happen with the relationships, with families, with workforce, with the business partners, because you haven't set the frame. When you set the frame, there shouldn't be any problem because you'll be told that this is what I expect. If you tell the kids, you have two options. You can go to sleep right now at 5 o'clock, or you can go to sleep at 6 o'clock, and 1 hour you can play with it. They can pick something. You're setting the frame for the kids. If you say to the kids, you can do whatever you want, you don't say anything, don't be naughty, don't do this. They have no idea what they're supposed to be doing. You haven't set the frame. Right? You set the frame with the kids, do this or do that, that's setting the frame. You do the same thing with the clients, set the frame. Do this by this time, it's not right, that's not good. Right? So that's right. But business has to be a business, right? Not like a friendship. So you can't have both combined together. Say, for example, this most people do it, and I did it as well. Like when I was doing multi-level marketing, I made the same mistakes. You go to a friend's house and you want to talk business. They say, let's have a dinner together, let's have a drinks together. And you are in a social setting where you're talking and talking about other stuff, but you also want to talk business. But then now you're talking about the kids, you're talking about what you did yesterday, you're talking about other stuff, which is not business at all. And now you're confused, when do I start business? Right? And especially for you, like if you are in that space, now you're going to go real estate in that space and you speak to people, there has to be certain time to talk about certain things. You can't say, let's go out for dinner at their house and we talk about business.
Yeah.
That has to be certain boundaries in that space. So that's a framing, right? You have to frame before you start doing something. That's with your clients. We said yesterday, remember what we said, you need to set the frame, you need to set the rules. When you set the rules, we talk about rules and all that. That goes into technical. But if I talk about this lingo, this is setting the frame. You set the frame and you control the frame. You set the frame and you control the frame. The reason you set the frame is because you want that alpha status. When I went to the meeting with the client and they made me sit down there, I lost my alpha status straight away. I lost my frame and I became reactive. The moment I walked into their room and knocked on the door and said, sorry, I need to run. If you can't make it right now, let's do it some other time. I took back the control. Now they're reacting to my authority.
Yeah.
Right?
I started doing with the phone calls. So I say, I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no phone call for half an hour, for example.
Yeah.
Calls in an hour, I'll say, oh, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm out at the moment. I'll call. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like this. It's not a life-threatening situation.
Yeah,
I had to call him. But just to say, well, okay,
True.
really,
So you got to start doing that in that
Yeah.
space. If we're not doing it, it makes it really
yeah,
hard.
it makes it because it puts the stress on me.
Yeah.
And people get away, and there's no bad intention, no friendship
No,
is still there,
It's
but that's
it's a business is business, right? If you don't do it, it's just a joke. You can't run a business like this.
Every building site.
Yeah.
I'll just let us start.
Every business, yeah,
Out of control.
out of control, right?
Fighting with builders. Sometimes you just have to be a prick. You have to. You got to stand your ground. It's the only way to take some control back. Otherwise, they just dictate everything. Even
So-
people within my own company are like that. So
Yeah.
these people have been doing certain sheet membranes, like top of the range stuff. You know, $300,000 rooftops.
Yeah.
Go to work with him. Just arrogant. Just whether he means to be like that, I don't know.
No, I think that's
But there was a point in time when he was saying something to me and he was way rude, way short, and I was like, whoa, hold on, hey, you need to chill out, mate, relax. If it's not done how you wanted it, then you haven't explained yourself properly, all right? And as soon as you heard that, you backed off and walked away.
one of the
and
things
that was
which
it.
I highly recommend you guys. When somebody is annoyed and angry, you cannot be
Yeah.
annoyed and
That's
angry
right, you're reactive officers.
because you're reacting to that. You're building or working on their frame. If somebody is angry and annoyed and you're reacting to that, becoming an angry to that, you are annoying the hell out of that. The situation not going to get better. So remember what I talked about here? Let's look at this. Remember what I said here with the brainstorm? No,
I think you just
oh no, this
yeah,
one.
that one, yeah.
Remember this last one? Oh no, this is one. Sorry, this is one. This one is make people laugh. You want to make sure that you do or say something in that people have a bit of laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. That you just say it, it actually works. If you are in a social setting where people are annoyed, if you say something funny and say something different, if people are annoyed at you, then the anger disappears right away. Right? You cannot be angry when somebody's angry because then you become reactive. The end goal is to get an alpha status, not reactive with their situation. And the goal is to get alpha status. The only way you can get alpha status when you're not reactive. You control the frame. Means that you control yourself. Right? Your emotions and everything, you're controlling the frame. At the end. Before I get into the next one, what did you learn earlier in the morning session? What did you guys learn? Let's talk about it. Quickly.
Brain functions.
How the brain functions, yeah? How are you going to use it?
Pass the cross brain first
Yeah, cross brain.
before really going to. So it's pass the
Midbrain.
pass the part, survival part of the brain before talking to the logical part.
Yes. Neocortex, yeah.
You just think to
Simple, short.
Clear, yeah. Clear message.
make it interesting, create danger.
So-
Stories,
Yeah, maybe it's, yep, cool.
So did that, like with the crop brain, as you said, it doesn't have the logical part in it inbuilt. Does that mean
It does
that
not have a smart part built into it. It can't solve problems.
it can't solve problems? So when you say first you give the simple message, so what say in sales or whatever, you just actually say how it is. You have got a you're helping with a
Very simple message.
very simple message. Say, look, you've started a business of an ICO and whatever. So I started a business of consulting on creating an ICO.
So I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
This is, my pitch works differently to others.
Yeah.
So when I pitch to an African venture capitalist,
Yeah.
and I went in, they said, tell me what's your project? And I used like just few words. I said, we will be the Binance of Africa.
Yeah.
And that's the bold claim.
Yeah.
That's just one sentence because he knows how big Binance is.
That's it. You
And
don't
we
need,
said we are the Binance for Africa.
I'll show you.
And he's like, that's it. Continue.
So
what are you doing?
I had a bigger problem in communicating the message for me personally. What do I do? Right? You know, if you look at my website about, I don't know, a month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, I had sort of a lot of stuff written down. I said, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an ICO advisor, but I do this, I do that, I do that. And then I did have this clear message. I couldn't pass the crop rate. I just couldn't pass the crop rate. I wanted to give a clear and simple and precise message to people so that I can actually be relatable to people who are in my tribe. Right? I want to give them very special and simple message. And so what I did is, after doing this research and after finding out, I actually came up with this. So now on my website, if you go, like the personal website, I say, I help experts create seven-figure business. I help experts create seven-figure business. I could be anything. If you're an expert, if you are in that, you would relate to me and like, okay, I want to learn this guy, who this guy is, what he does, right? Because I said I help people or experts want to create seven-figure business. I help them. Right? Yeah. Did he tell you? Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah, I want it.
I want it, right? Yeah. So I didn't say I'm an ICO advisor. I didn't say I'm an entrepreneur. I didn't say I'm a business executive, business mentor. But this is what I was saying earlier. Right? Do you see the difference now?
Yeah.
Do you see the difference? Because when I said I'm an executive mentor, an advisor, and all that, they're pretty.
That's the features, aren't they?
That's the features kind of thing, right? So, and they're talking about different stuff. You might, like, it's just a word, right? It's like an accountant, it's like, all that words. But then say, how do I say I want to get into pass their crop range? I want to straight away pass their crop range so I can be relatable to people. So I came up with this sentence. I just simple sentence. It's like 5 words, 6 words. I help experts create seven-figure business. Yeah. So you need to come up with something. It will come up for you guys tomorrow. You need to come up with something.
So the keyword there is a seven-figure business.
Yeah.
You see that, and then that's where you are the
But also the experts.
conduit of that.
I don't help
Anyone.
everybody. I only help experts. The reason I help experts, they're the people who want to do consulting, who want to do this kind of space, who are accountants, technical guys, who are that space. I can't help people in running their businesses. Say somebody's got, I don't know, a 7-Eleven, he wants to create a franchisee, or he's got a burger shop, you want to help, like that. I'm not talking about those people as well. I'm talking very specific the person of that. So let's come back to this. Anybody else? You want to share anything else other than we move on? Yeah, cool.
No, I've just an observation. I've seen some of the execs and stuff, and if they have to come in and say just message, they actually first say the words like, "I want to talk to you about 2 things." So they set that tone, and I think
Get
it
the
works
framing.
really. They get the frame. It really works because then people are looking for 2 things, and that's all they do, and they know they're talking about 2 things. They may have half an hour for each of them, but they just that really works, and lots of people do that, and I've like 2 things from me, blah blah blah, just whatever it is, just even in a
So-
it's just really good.
You think of that as now, and now going back to my presentation, which I did. Right? Now I'm decoding everything, right? Start decoding for you guys, all that. My presentation say I do 3 things. I'm going to help you do this,
Yeah.
this, this. Did you get it?
Yeah.
I was setting the frame. So your unconscious mind knows that. Now if I look at it, that pretty much covers everybody. Is it? But you don't know that. Your unconscious mind says, okay, this is what it is. So I'm trying to go past your crop brain and setting the scene. Yeah? So that's fine. So you need to do the same thing as well. Okay, let's go back. So the end goal is, right? So the end goal for all of us is to win the status game. If you win the status game, everyone in a traditional form do this. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's what we want. It's what people used to do. They don't do it anymore, but we want that. Right? Not literally want that, but figuratively want that. Right? So that's the end goal for us. If you want to play the game. One thing which I'm going to share, this is the ego. Then there is a called authority frame. I'll come back to authority frame later because that's something I'm going to talk in detail. So there's a thing called time frame. Time frame you're going to get at social settings and a corporate setting quite a lot. What is a time frame? A frame involving time tend to occur later in the social exchange after someone has already established the frame control. So they're going to tell you all whatever they want to tell. They establish that. Then they bring in the time frame. Again, if you want to know who has the frame, it's easy to observe. When you are reacting to the other person, that person owns the frame. When the other person is reacting to what you do and say, you own the frame. Right? When I said you get angry with other people, don't get angry because of that. You reacting to what they say. Time frames are often used by your target to re-challenge your frame by disrupting you, and in the moment of confusion, unwittingly take back the control. As long as you are alert, time frame are easy to defeat. You will know that time frame collision is about to occur when you see the attention begin to wane. You have been pitching for a few minutes, and the temperature in the room is noticeably cooler. What happens is, Jag, I don't have much time. Do it in the next 15 minutes. I have to leave. And then what Jag's doing? Reacting. Shit, I have to give everything in 15 minutes. Fine? So what I did when I went to my client's meeting, knock, knock on the door, I have to leave. If you can't make it, let's do it another time. I applied the time frame on them. I took the situation and control back. Yeah? When you got reactive, when people said 15 minutes to do it, they throw the time frame at you. And you react to that.
That also comes with a bit of confidence to it. You need to be confident to do that too.
Very good question. Can somebody tell me what is confidence? Let's explain that a bit more. What is confidence? What is confidence?
When you know what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much in
Self-
simple
yeah,
terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it necessarily
Your
not that
competence is confidence. Your competence is confidence. When you are competent at something, you are confident at something. So if you want to build your confidence, become competent at that stuff. How can I talk and speak on this? Because I've built my competence on this. Anybody can give me anything at this time, I can talk to it. Just because I've built it. Right? So nobody has anything from day one. They build that competence, right? Anybody comes to you in your industry and say, can you do that? You have that knowledge. You can beat all of us in that space. We don't have that. You have the knowledge, right? You are confident in that space. Similar to all of you guys. You are pretty confident in your space. I don't have the knowledge. None of the other guys in the group have the knowledge, but you individually have it, right? So you are pretty confident in your space. So once you become confident, you are confident. So let's talk about time frame. So at the end, it's alpha status. So these are, which one we talked about? We talked about ego frame, we talked about time frame, and I'm going to talk about authority frame in a minute, but let's talk about analytic frame. And this is what you're going to get all the time. Analytical frame, or the people with the logical minds. Remember I gave an example yesterday about analytical frame. When people who wants to know the steps, people wants to know exactly how things happen. People wants to know when you give it to them something, I don't understand, can you explain the steps? How do you do that? Can you provide an example, how can I apply this on my steps? Or this financial statement doesn't make sense. Can you give me more information? How much profit and loss we're going to have? I need exact details when I'm buying a car, what feature and everything I'm going to get, and how much I'm going to pay. Right? All these steps. When you go into the meeting, they ask you all the financials they want. You meet all the time. They want details. They want why they're running everything. That's what you need, that analytical frame coming with you. Walk into any technical meeting, all the techos want to know everything. That's an analytical frame. That's an engineer frame. You want to name it whatever you can name it. That's an engineer guy coming in. So analytical frame is the people who want low level details. That's easy to crash, and you don't even have to get involved in that at all. Yesterday I gave you an example of high level. Talk high level chunks. Don't get into the low level details. The moment you get into it, you are in their frame.
It's also getting away your secrets with the YouTube things.
Yes, but you don't want to tell them that. Right?
No.
So, yeah. So what it means is you want to take them out of their analytical frame at the steps into the higher chunk. Analytical brain cannot work at a high level. They have no idea. They just get lost. They're like, what? Sorry. They're not gonna ask you questions. So say for example, and this is my usual setting, that's what happened, right? And I didn't know that at the time framing, but I applied it unknowingly. So I used to be in a technical teams managing a lot of technical guys. The usual stuff, you get into the meeting and you have a client, you have this client, you have all the clients. The meeting set happens live, you said this is the change, it's gonna happen tomorrow, we're doing this. And they tell you in that change, in the day one, we started to Can somebody explain us the steps, how we're going to do the work, what time it's going to be shutting down, what time it's going to be starting up, what time we need to shut down the application, all that they need to write now, right? So what happens is that's the analytical frame coming from that side, from the client side, to you, and your team, in your project team. So what do? You can say to them, call somebody in the team, and you can, like normal people do, hey, ABC, can you please explain that to them, what time we're going to be doing it? That's project manager, right? As a manager, you do. But if you do that, the discussion is not going to stop for 1 hour. We're just going to keep going. So the way you do it is, hey guys, we're working on it today. Let's talk about what we need to do for the weekend, what time the outage is, from 9 to 10, 1 a.m. That's what we can do. That's what we're looking for. You will be given all that information as part of the change so you can review it. Today, we only need to talk about what time we're going to do it, is it possible to do it, all that sort of stuff. From there to the low level.
Used to be used to just send a release plan,
Yeah.
review before you come to the meeting.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
any question around the period, let's clarify that.
Yeah.
Not in the session.
Yeah, so that's where the discussion is, right? So you just keep in mind that analytical frame is low-level details. You're not supposed to give low-level details. You're not giving any low-level details. Yeah.
So to that, when we, because I'm in that space. So in that case, when you say that you will get those details, we should have that information ready as well.
No,
But when are they
depending
gonna
what depending what you're trying to do, right? So when
Yeah.
I'm talking about what my thing is, right? These things what we're talking about winning the alpha status and winning the business.
Yeah.
Win the alpha status so you can win the business or win the social setting. When you're working in day-to-day job,
Yeah.
you already have a business.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need a business from that. What you need is that work you need to do. That's what you need to do. You can't say that at that time, sorry, I'm not going to be doing this meeting, I'll give you next meeting. But because you're already there now, your job is that to give that detail. You are participant in that space.
But in my area, that happens a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
because you're on that level.
Yeah, but
So the
tech-
question is what you're trying to do by either giving or not giving. If your meeting is about to
Yeah.
provide the low level details,
Yes,
then that's it. You have to give.
it's not about that. If it's only a high level,
Then
then
talk high level.
as soon as this thing comes in, there's when the pitfall starts.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not talking about that.
So you need to set the expectation. I think that's the main thing. That's the framing for people. You need to set the expectation. What is going to be this meeting all about? What
Yeah.
we're going to be talking, and what you expected from every one of the people. Right? If there is no expectation, then everybody's going to jump in.
Yeah.
It's just going to be chaos, right? So you're going to set the expectation. But again, this is all what I'm talking about. And just to be clear, to win the business.
Yeah.
That I don't have your business today, but I want to win it. These are techniques, these are things you can use to win people's business. That's why we're talking about the back end stuff. That's why I'm including my examples, right? Once you win the business, yes, you have to deliver. Today I'm delivering, right? I won the business a while ago. You give me your money, I won the business. But now I have to teach. Right? Today I'm teaching. I can't say to them, sorry guys, I'm not going to teach you today. Come back some other time, right? I
Yeah.
can't do that, right? I have to now give the work, do the work. But yes, you have to deliver as well.
Yeah.
But this is not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's more of
This
getting
is
that contract.
more of just getting the sales done. Today we are at the space, we're talking about we're talking about what you need to do, what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Remember, yesterday was why, we did whys yesterday. Why you're supposed to do all that. Why the business.
I think you need it all the time. The reason is if you start a project, and even if you win the project, even people who will change management in between. You will have to convince people all
You're
along
right.
the way.
Yeah.
You will have to change their
Absolutely.
mindset
Absolutely.
all
Look,
along the way.
this is
And also, you have to keep releasing it
Yeah.
as you need.
Yeah.
So this practice is something you do all the time. You don't just do once.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is given. Absolutely. This works with every people, right? At every scenario, because the end goal for us is to win that thing called the status, the alpha status. That alpha status is not limited to sales. That alpha status is for everything. Like in this social setting as well. In any social setting, you go into that into that as well. So the end goal is you want to win that status.
Like maybe just summarize it with an example with the frames
Yeah.
of how can one win this using this frame.
So now let's talk about this. Now dissect this trick. So what frame is coming to me right now? Good one. Right? Did you notice it? Now I'm dissecting this. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
Please.
Did you get it? No, didn't get it? Okay. I'm dissecting this situation now. So there is a frame coming to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could do one thing. I could say, yes, Ganesh. I'll give the example. I get excited and the other thing I say, thank you for asking the question. I'm going to go through this later. Let's do this first. Who's got the frame again? You get it? Perfect, right? Thank you. That was perfect.
Yeah.
What is that authority frame? Did we go
No,
through
no,
that?
no.
I
I
really
will
was
talk about this.
asking that particular phrase.
But I'm like,
That's quite
That was funny, right?
Yeah.
He said later you'll.
That was
Nice.
perfect
I was
example.
so happy when I was just like,
I didn't hear that.
Spot on.
Right? No, authority I'm going to talk because that's the
Yeah.
major one.
Yeah, you
How-
get
how
what you
you
see.
Yeah. So the end goal is to stay alpha status, have the alpha status. So, I mean, I'll give you the answer.
No,
I'm not
okay.
going to give you the answer. I'll give you the answer.
Fit it in.
But I'm just giving you the
Yeah.
example, right?
Yeah.
So this is perfect way to look at it, how the frames comes to you. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's look at this frame. Now you guys remember what I said when you came to the first workshop. I said my end and only one goal we have. To make you authority, expert. Remember what I said? This is because of this frame. I could have used any other word. I could have used any other word. I didn't say I'm going to make you president. I didn't say I'll make you something else. I could have used any other word, but I used this new word called authority because I know there is a thing called authority frame. Let me explain authority frame. You walk into a doctor's office, whether it's a GP or something, right? You walk into his office. Doctor says, take a seat, Jack, have a seat, and you sit next to the doctor. And doctor says, Jack, your health is shit. You don't do any exercise. You drink. You smoke. If that doesn't change, you're in trouble. So what I want you to do is wake up in the morning and go to gym, eat healthy, and do something good in your life. If you don't do it, your health is or you're going to die very soon. Right? Now I'm sitting on this side, and I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to play a nice guy. Oh, sorry, doctor. I'm really busy. I've got to look after my family. I'm really busy. I've got to work. I've got so much to do. I don't have the time. Right? You think doctors will listen? No. He don't give a shit, right? But I say. He doesn't care in that perspective. So doctor at the time wearing an authority frame. You walk into a court, any of our session judges, all those people. The judge says stand up, you stand up. The judge says can't leave before 5 o'clock, you can't leave 5 o'clock. You walk into a police stops you somewhere on a red signal, watching your phone or doing something. You do whatever you're supposed to do. Sorry, I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I've got my kids. back. I'm gonna go home. I was running late. Play any game. He says, license please. Ticket. Does he have to justify anything? Does doctor have to justify anything? Does judge have to justify anything? No. We just wear authority frame. When authority frame is on, people obey. People obey. People obey. There is an authority frame. Right? People have authority frame at different settings. Remember what I said? The golf course. When you walk into a golf course, you are millionaire. Doesn't matter. The 28-year-old guy who probably has $10,000 in his bank account, he does not care if you're a millionaire. He's got the authority frame at the time. Right? I didn't give you the name over here. That's the social advantage. Your wife has authority frame. But never way you are. Right? She wears an authority frame. That's why you can't do anything. It's not easy to kill the authority frame.
Is that only in a certain environment?
Yeah.
Not everywhere.
No. Look, I think it is certain environment, absolutely. Like doctor is not a doctor at a golf course. So the guy in the doctor that place, he does not care if you're a surgeon or whatever, whoever you are, that authority disappears. That has got a local area advantage.
Area of expertise.
Right? So what I was saying to you guys early on, if I look at it, this authority frame, what it means, the doctor frame has 3 rules. Do what I say, defy to my expertise, accept my conclusion about life and death. What I say to you, do what I say. I say to you, do this, you should do that. No questions asked. If defer to my expertise. You listen to me. Sorry?
This is also happening every day when you're talking to the boss.
Yeah. Is there authority frame?
So it's difficult to differentiate whether it's just an ego frame or an authority.
The ego frame is, look, I think authority frame is always like a boss kind of thing, right? You listen to that person. He's got authority frame. That's the authority. That's we given. So what is authority? Means that when you as a society or you as a person give them that title. You give them that title.
So it doesn't mean the same thing as alpha? The authority frame is that always alpha?
Most of the time, I would say, yes. That's why I said to you guys, I want to make you alpha. Remember, you don't win by staying down here. You need to win by staying alpha. That's why the authority frame. Right? So most of the time, if you're in that space, you have that setting, you are in alpha in that space, you're meant to win that game. That's why I said find your feet and claim it, because I wanted to make you alpha in that domain. Does it make sense now?
Is that the reason why you chose that lion? Because the lion's alpha of the whole tribe, of the whole tribe. The lion is the alpha, and no one will ever fight him.
So now you try to decode my things, right?
Yeah.
Yes. After this day, Monday,
I would've just said I
we'll
like the
talk
picture.
to you differently.
Yeah. Now you started decode, right? There is a reason. I don't do things for no reason. There has to be a reason to happen. And my reason is all something with the neurochemicals which you have, and we all have. When you see the poster of a lion for the first time, you start to feel that this guy has got some status.
Yeah, that's fine.
Power, right? Yeah. So
That's why I'm so much just like anyone. We're like straight looking at one.
you guys are blown away today, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
That
holy
line
shit.
that you're looking down is not saying,
Yeah. You're just looking at one thing, not like.
Sounds like, holy crap. I've been frame controlled.
Yeah. His man has already died.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been frame controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah. So this is the game. This is the name of the game, guys. And we all play this game, and I think we all need to learn this game really well. Because if you think of that, the end goal is I want you guys to be exploring, talk about exploring, talk about authority, talk about framing. We want you guys to have the life you want life, right? Because now I'm giving the control back to you. Because most of your life, if you look at it, the control is given by somebody else. They control you. They have the remote, and you do the work. So I'm teaching you the skills where you own your own remote. You know what needs to be done. You know how people work. You know how humans work. You know. So this can be applied to the business in any case. Not that many people know this neuroscience and the business together. A lot of people talk about neuro-linguistic programming. There are coaches out there. Nobody. I've done the courses, so I know. Nobody has this idea. I know the reason they don't have any idea because they all are what? Participants. They're not observers. I became an observer. Vipassana taught me a lot. One of the Vipassana rule was become an observer to life. And I became an observer. The moment I became an observer, I started noticing this thing doesn't make sense. Why? Why are they doing this? And they all are doing cookie cutter approach. Everybody's got a monkey do, monkey see, monkey do kind of thing. They're all doing the same thing.
Also, in the office space where you see people are getting promoted and moving up the ladder, it's pretty much what they do.
Yes.
And they speak only when they need to simplify.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
get the authority.
exactly.
So one of the biggest thing in this space is, and that's why I said the last Wednesday as well, that if you don't understand the entire thing, what I talked about, forget about blockchain, forget about everything else, don't remember anything, just remember these things. Remember 4 things. We've got 4 frames, and these are the 4 frames going to come to you all the time. Definitely the ego frame, definitely the time frame, definitely the analytical frame. It's going to come. They come all the time. Remember, they just came. They all come. We all do that all the time. Without noticing, without even thinking about it, we all do it. But now, you as an authority, as an expert, you need to understand how to actually pass that frame, how to frame control. You want to be that status at that level where you alpha. People pay money to alphas. They don't pay money to leaders, they hire people like that. Right? You need to be an alpha at that level. People hire leaders. They don't hire, they don't make an authority to you as an expert unless you're an alpha. In their unconscious mind, you need to have that alpha status. In their unconscious mind, not conscious mind. I don't care about conscious anymore. I talk about unconscious. Without they knowing it, that you have or you are the alpha. If this happens, you will be this thing called frame control.
So can we like control this frame? Somebody has an authority frame, or we just
You did explain before.
Sorry?
You did explain that. So you just have to know something better.
Yeah.
You just have to know something that's different.
Yeah.
As you beyond that person.
So let me give you
Let the golfer.
a perfect example. Right? Remember golfer?
yeah.
The golfer has the territorial advantage.
Okay.
You need to be confident and competent in your subject so that people with the alpha status can bow down to you. Doctor come to you. So say for example, you're doing any work at somebody's house who is a millionaire by dollars and all that, and he's got alpha status in the society. You go to his house, he says, this thing is freaking broken. If you don't fix it, the roof is going to come down tomorrow. Right? You fix that thing.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's going to cost you $20,000 to fix it. Right?
And then, yeah.
What they do, the millionaire, whatever they are, they have to listen to you. That you have that authority in that time. Right?
Pace the streets and the
Alpha
evidence.
status in that space. So you took or take that status, alpha status, by become competent in that domain. Who? Yep. Good stuff. So where we at now? Let's do the notes thing. What are we at? Oh, we're gonna do a million mind shift after this. I want to do a million mind shift after this too. When we come back, so we got a bit of time, right? So we set lunch at about 1 o'clock. We got a bit of time. So what I'll do is I want to let's see, million mind shift. How quickly it is. I want to explain this quickly, right? I want to have this mind shift for you guys because when I looked at it, I had. So we do this, and when we come back from lunch, then we recap everything, right? Rather than let's quickly do it, right? Is it good? Yeah, we got to come. Let's go through this. So there is a difference between normal people thinking and me. We all talk about it, we all say, so what's the difference? I want to talk that difference today. I want to give you that nuggets, which is about giving a mindset difference. You won't find this here, sorry. So you're probably not going to find it here, because I had a draft of this different. Because I wanted to give you guys the mindset as well. Remember what I said? Mindset as well. You need the winning mindset. This is what it is, right? So you need to understand there is a conflict in humans. We all human beings been running on conflicts. What is that conflict in 21st century? I'm going to talk about it. How we as humans work. There's always two sides to the nature. Who are we? This is an identity question we've all been asking. Who asked this question earlier? That who the hell am I? What I want to do? I don't know. Who am I? We ask these questions. We'll talk about that question as well. Our social conflict, we'll talk about it as well. So let's look at it. What is the conflict? So let me give you this example. Let's look at this. Don't say anything, but just look at this picture, right? Look at this picture and look at this picture. Don't say anything, just look at this picture. Look at this picture and look at this picture. Don't say anything, just look at it. Look at this and look at this. So now what happens is, you probably have looked at these pictures, right? What is this? Just explain. Hitler. And what was this one? So what's the feeling you get when you see Hitler, the photos? Terror? Bad?
Fear.
Fear? Yeah. What feeling? Emotions?
Negative one.
Negative ones, right? What about this?
Positive.
Positive? Okay. Right. What about this? What? Spirituality? Emotions? Any emotions you get? Some peace. Yeah, good. What about this? Devil? Yeah. Good, bad? Bad. Bad. What is this? Good.
Healthy food.
Healthy food.
Tasty food. Tasty food.
Yeah, good. Yeah, tasty food, yes. Absolutely. Good. So, this is what happens, right? We as humans understand only and only way our mind. Our mind only understands with comparison. We don't understand this joy by itself. We don't understand good without evil. We don't understand junk food if there is no good food. If there is no junk food, we don't understand good food, right? Our mind, this is, we talk about our mind. We don't talk about zero conscious mind, we talk about mind. Our mind understands two things, good or bad, two different chunks, comparison. Let me give you an example. Would you buy a MacBook for 34200 euros? Yeah, unless you know what euro stands for today, what are you going to do? Compare it with a euro, right? To compare. You don't have no idea, right? If I say set up this room, okay, can you please set up this room temperature for about 120 Fahrenheit, please? Then you're like, what? 120 Fahrenheit? What is 120 Fahrenheit? Then you can compare it with, you know, something you know. Right? Something, right? I don't know. What is, so you're going to compare. We understand with the comparison of minds, right? How we make decisions in life. So let me give you a bit of neuro-linguistic programming. Right? What is neuro-linguistic programming? Which is pretty famous. This is the concept they did it. So let's see how we make decisions in life. Right? So now let me yell out and we'll talk about this. How do we use things? Oh, how do we use to see things? What do we use to see things? Eyes. What do you use to hear things? Ears, right? What do you use to touch things? Hands. Smell. Nose. Taste. Tongue. If your answer was any of these, it was wrong. Yes. Let me explain. If your answer was we do hear things like, you know, with hands, nose, tongue, everything, that is just receivers. They receive information and send the information. They don't do anything. There is no processing happens. Nothing happens in your tongue. Nothing happens with your hand. Nothing happens with your ear. Nothing happens with your nose. Nothing. You just relay the information. You just relay the information. The information you see, hear, smell, touch, Every information you take on is a perception. It goes into your mind. It's based on your perception. I'll give you an example. Say, for example, if you smell something and somebody cooking a chicken, right? And that reminds you of grandma or something like the exactly same smell of chicken that is. You might have that memory bringing back, saying, that smells so nice, love it, smells good. On the other hand, if you were, say, in some Eastern European country during the time when the Second World War happened, and you lived in an Italian family, and somebody was making pizza or cooking a chicken, where you had to leave the country, to leave your kids and family members there. You had to catch a ship to come to this country, right? And you have the same smell. You go back to the same memory lane where you had to leave your country, and you were living in Italy, which is beautiful, and now you think of the time where you lost your family members. Same smell, same chicken, same everything. Now you're shocked and you don't like it. Right? Same thing. So every information you take on is based on perception. It's based on perception. It's not there, it's based on your perception. Memory and imagination creates a perception. So there's only 5 things we talked about earlier. We have 5 senses. We all talked about 5 senses, right? Listen, hear, all that, 5 senses. But not only that, we also take on information based on our memories and based on our imaginations. That's also we take on information, right? When you take on information based on memory, what I meant was going back into the memory lane and retrieving that information and bringing it back. Yeah? We talked about the chicken somebody was cooking. You bring back that memory, and you can bring back that memory anytime. That's you demand, you do it, and then you create a perception based on that. If you love that chicken when you were growing up, that reminds you of your grandmother, you're going to just love that, and you caught that. If you have a bad thing associated with that, you're bringing back that memory, you're not going to like that, right? Imagination is the same thing. You create a memory based on the imagination, based on your memory. Our brain does not differentiate between the reality and imagination and a memory. Our brain does not understand. Brain take it on information as no difference between reality and imagination. Brain does not know that. Brain has no idea. Whatever you tell it, takes on. Brain has no idea. You say, this is the pen, this is the pen, this is the pen, this is the pen, this is the pen. You said it. If I keep saying this reality, in my country this has always been a pencil. This is not a pen. My brain says it's a pencil. Because this is how we told like this is a pencil. Right? So our brain creates, our brain has no difference between reality and imagination. Remember sometime painful in the past incident, you'll feel the same pain. So remember, try to bring back any memories from the past which were painful for you. If something in the past was painful for you and you bring back that memory, what's going to happen? You will feel that pain right now, exactly that way. What happens with the people who are trauma victims? What happened with the childhood molestation, all the victims, what happened? That incident happened when they were little. The incident happened, the girl got raped, or you had to, somebody killed your wife, somebody killed your husband, that happened at the time. That happened 15, 20, 30 years ago, right? But people still have that memory today. They still feel that. The moment you say that, the moment you tell you a story, they're still feeling it, they're still crying it, they're still talking about it, exactly the way it happened 3 years ago. But they can bring back that memory. They can bring back that pain anytime.
Same with the fear.
Same with fear. Yeah. So we don't take on the information by just 5 senses. We also take on the information by memory and imagination. Yeah? Now this is the only thing you need to remember, right? Two things. You don't see what you see, not only by this, you can bring back from the past or you can bring back from the future by imagination. Your brain does not know the difference. Even though it's very smart, but it does not know the difference. Whatever you can imagine, you can think. People say it a lot of times. Why? Because your brain does not know the difference. You think it's a reality. Let me give you a real life example. For some people, if they were called dumb, stupid, not intelligent, don't know how to speak, read, they'll keep playing the same incident in their mind today, and they can still feel impacted by that, as someone said years and years ago. Right? They can still bring back the memory. I remember when I was little, and I was told a lot of time that I can't speak English. Last time I checked, I can. I did it too late. I'm running this, right? So I'm speaking English, so it's good. But what happened to me? I'll tell you my story. What happened is when I came to Melbourne in '98 for the first time, I kept playing this story. My teacher at school said to me that you can't speak English yet. I don't know how to speak. She said pretty much, like, you will never be able to speak. You will never be able to speak good English. When I came to this country, everybody was speaking English, and I was keep playing the story again and again that I can't speak. The story just kept coming back, and that was my reality. So I kept telling the story. Now, look, imagine, somebody said to me when I was only 10 years old, I came to this country when I was 18 years old. 8 years after that, I was still playing this story. Yeah? Now, look at this. So, remember the placebo effect? You know, right? Placebo effect, what happens with that? Our brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination. Placebo effect is being applied by a lot of people at everything. Give them a medicine which is just a sugar pill, it's not a real medicine, by saying to them it's going to cure their cancer, whatever it is they have. And they believe that, their brain believes that, and fixes the issue. By doing it, placebo effect now becomes part of the medical studies. That before they go, or the pharmacy go and release any drug into the market, they have to go through the placebo effect. They can't release a medicine into the market before they go to that, because they want to make sure that you're not drugging people which they can cure without the medicine. So they need to give that. The placebo effect is a perfect example that our brain does not know the difference between reality and imagination.
One of the doctors told me the same thing, that he's a pretty renowned surgeon and he just had a. So I was chatting to him and he was just talking about depression and how that in India we just don't know about all these terms, and overseas it's such a critical issue. And now that people are becoming more aware, their friends and everybody starts talking to him, I'm so depressed, and can you help me? And although he will give some multivitamins and he will say take this and you'll be fine. And after 10 days or 20 days, when that person sees him again, you know what, I'm just starting to feel better. And he said, I'm just giving them very multivitamins.
Yeah, that's the placebo effect.
That's what they do to the old age people. They say, I need medicines
Yeah.
and stuff, and they give them
Some multivitamins,
So
yeah.
that's exactly the way the placebo effect works. The people don't, our brain does not understand the difference between reality and imagination. Right? So we don't actually know what it is. That's how the humans would create our beliefs. That's what happened is, this is the biggest thing in life, right? We all believe that we do stuff based on our belief system. So let's look at it very quickly how we do it, all that sort of stuff that we talked about. We talked about imagination, we talked about the memory, right? So there's three things in life. Things that happen in front of you, which is happening, which you can see, or things happen in the past, or things you imagine for the future, right? Three things happening. So now let's look at it. Now most of the things we look at it as a human being, we sort of go back in the memory lane quite a lot. And all that what we do today, our actions and everything what we do today is based on the belief system we built. Agree? Whatever we do today is based on the belief system we have today. Okay? how did we build that belief system? Let's look at the belief system build up. How that happened. So in our life, we have like or dislike of our experiences, positive or negative ways. In our life, it's like a Facebook likes. You have some sort of positive experience, or you have some sort of negative experience in your life. Sometimes you have a positive, sometimes you have a negative. Remember we talked about cooking? Somebody was cooking?
Yeah.
You remember your grandma? That was a positive. So what happened in our memory, in the back of our memory, we press like. I like this experience. And when we have enough likes, and there is emotional attachment, we store that like. That experience being stored, that smell being stored in our memory, right? Somebody who was leaving Italy and they had a bad experience, they pressed dislike so many times. Dislike, and that got stored in the memory again. When they smell that again, and they're bringing back the memory, then see that there were so many dislikes with that, they have a belief now that typically the smell becomes heavy is a bad smell. Does that make sense? Cool. The more likes or dislikes you give to your experience, they form the belief. The more likes or dislikes you give to your experience, that forms the belief. So now let me ask you a quick question. When we did the morning session, did you press more likes? In your memory, did you press more likes, right? Now what's going to happen is, if you keep pressing the like, if you start doing that, what's going to happen in the next 3 months? The experience you have today is going to stay in your memory lane for the rest of your life. Because you pressed enough likes. Yeah? This is how we do it. You're going to build up a belief system from this. That if I want to work with somebody, I need to learn how to control frames. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's there.
You
You press enough.
say yes.
Yeah. We'll get to that. Yes. So I'm just taking you from, so you understand it, then you can do it to other people as well, right? You need to understand it first. So now, think of all the beliefs you have right now. Any beliefs you built so far in this place, right? Good beliefs or the bad? Things you're good at or bad at? Things you're good at or bad at? I'm not good at this. I don't know how to do this. Your belief about everything in life. Everything about your life is being based on those likes and dislikes. You build that belief based on that, right? So the more likes you're given to one experience, the more value the beliefs you have in that space. Yeah? Whatever your beliefs are, that's your reality. Whatever your beliefs are. Whatever. So what we do is, what we do is, we sum it up our likes and dislikes. There is an average. But let's look at this. So now, we have like, we have a dislike. I'll give you my example. Life is J. Experience. You press so many likes in it. Right? You press like. This experience, the 3 days experience, became the belief and reality today. So what we do is, we pressed, say, 1,886 times. This one, you only press 70 times. Just give you a Facebook example. So you press this way too many times. So now, you press this about 10,000 times, and this about 70 times. This is way more than that, right? Now you have this experience. So that's your belief and that's your reality today.
How clever Facebook is in terms of that, because you
Did you
hit
get it?
like,
Yes.
like here and there and everywhere on this page, and
Did you get it? They did it because of this.
yeah, because
They understand this.
yeah,
Facebook understand this.
because like is the first thing. To unlike, you might just have to scroll and
Yes.
from all that you select
Yeah.
and all that.
So that's what your belief is. Now let's look at these pictures again. Look at these pictures again from that lens which your beliefs were built. Remember what we said earlier? This guy on this side is a devil. That's a god.
Mhm.
Right? Remember? Now the reason you said God, because we did a lot of likes in this space. Right? Somebody said to you, yeah, this is bad, this is dislikes. This guy is bad on this side. That guy is good on that side. I like that guy on this side. Yeah? Did you get it? Yeah? That's how our mind works. Let's see the way the mind works now. In that. Mind understands two things. Mind does not understand in one straightforward way. Mind needs to compare. There's a smart, there's a dumb. There's a black, there's a white. There's a past, there's a future. There's a positive, there's a negative. There's a good, there's a bad. There's a right, there's a wrong. There's a success, there's a failure. Mind understands that way. Mind does not understand simple, straightforward answer. This is the only way our mind understands. Who are you today? The identity. Let's look at it first. Make sure that who you are today, we need to understand this first. Let's look at this. We go through life asking this question, who am I? We all do that. To find out who am I, we also do the same thing. Who I am not. Remember, our mind understands two ways. Right and wrong. Who I am not. Yeah? We stack these dislikes and likes together in our life. We stack them up. Our past experiences. Remember? Some of you guys, like you said it, I'm a project manager. I'm really good at that. You have likes in this space. Right? I'm BA. I do BA stuff. A lot of likes. This is how we do it. I'm a computer programmer. I don't like computers. Or I love swimming, or I hate water. You like this bit, or you don't like this bit. If you like this bit, you have the experiences. Every thought of the past and every thought of the future, you stack likes and dislikes of everything. You stack them up together. All these likes together and all these dislikes together. The total sum of likes and dislikes is your identity today. Total sum of your likes and total sum of your dislikes is your identity. The weird thing is the world is, we start to believe that this is our identity and we can't change it. Yeah? So now let me give you a cool mantra or something, whatever you want to call it. If you press more likes at something else, can you change your identity? Yes. Does that make you free from the past? Yeah? Does it actually say that you can become or give an experience or a good experience to anything tomorrow if you decide to do it? Yeah? That's a big thing, right? Instead of asking who I am, the better question would be who I am becoming. Who am I becoming? Remember, I kept saying it on our preview workshop. Money does not matter. It's the person you become. It's the person you become. This is what we do today. It's the person you become. Money is just a number. I also said to you guys, I want to get to that, take you guys to this level where you attract the money itself. Remember I said it yesterday? Firstly, I was setting the frame, the 3 feet. So you gotta remember that. I was setting the frame, so you guys know that what I was doing. And then I was giving you guys a place to be. And so you know that what you're gonna become, money will come in. Yeah? So we as a society do the same thing. Now look back to your society. We all do the same thing. Our society is a group of people. He's not with me, he is with me. The country people are good, this country people are bad. We all do that, right? Our society has been doing it. This is how we define it today. This girl sitting there doing meditation, and this guy is with a dollar in his hand, like, you know. The past is good, the future is bad. Some people think that. This is bad, this is good, or this is good, this is bad, whatever your society says. I can't go to the beach for 10 days. Bad. I need to go to work. I can't work for a month continuously. I need to take holidays. This is bad. Fine society. Society. So at the end of the day, we all have these good, bad lives. based on society. Exactly the way you as a person take on this. Adding more likes, adding more dislikes, creates your identity, and that's how people, your friends, your mom and dad, everybody take on that identity. They took on that identity based on the experiences they had in the past and the experience they liked, the experience they didn't like. And they added it up and just stacked them up, they summed them up and said, I like this or I don't like this. This is my identity. The good thing and the beautiful thing is, nothing is good or bad. We know that now. Our brain only understands that way. So there's nothing is good. Everything is relative. Everything is based on the perception. When somebody says to me, I don't like this because this is not good, this is not good, I don't get into that discussion anymore. And you'll see, we'll try not to get into that discussion as well. Because what happens is, we're trying to get it then to you guys into their view of the world, into their perceptions.
You can't really feed their brain.
Yeah.
They
So-
have their own brain.
So
How do you change that?
how do you change that?
Them, the client.
Absolutely, we're not changing anybody. We can't change other people. The only people we can change is us.
Change your story.
Change your story and change your life, right? So that's us. We're talking about us. How do you control others? That's how I'm giving you earlier.
Yeah.
How do you know that others can be controlled in a certain way with certain techniques? That's called frame control. But from your perspective, now I want to talk about, you guys said to, now the reason, remember I said, you're going to have a look, you're going to come up with something which you already have, in your past experiences, you're going to become an expert in this space. And now the good news for you and everybody is that you can create more lives on any experience. Tomorrow you decide that you want to do what I do, please. That's based on your experience. You do it. You do more lives. Tomorrow you decide you want to become something else, like you want to create a Facebook or something else, you do that because past does not equal future. You can create anything today. This is new day today, guys. You can start from anything new. Yeah? Make sense? Cool? Alright, so we come back and we're going to talk about something else. Let's have a discussion on the, quickly, any questions on this first? Sorry. No? Does it make sense? Was it simple? That was, I don't know, 8 days of real linguistic programming training in like 30 minutes. It's spent way too much time.
You write it out of minds of one.
Try all this thing, so, the story of with something from Tony Robbins.
No, it's about new. Sorry, it's not from. They talk about it. They have a different way of explaining it. I just thought I'm a technical guy, IT guy, right? The only way people understand is by Facebook likes and dislikes. I add Facebook into it, and I say, how do we create the values, the experiences you like and you don't like. The more values you have in this space, the more less you have. You sum them up and you create an experience.
And that's also directly linked to when we start the businesses that
Yes.
we want to do, then how do we
Give
get
the
people to
experience
engage
to
in
people.
it and like it?
You want to give people the experience as well.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same thing. Let's have a lunch break. And when we come back, we'll talk about sales.